Hello! Welcome to the Rotten Horror Picture Show, the horror movie podcast where we talk about films off the Rotten Tomatoes 200 Best Horror Movies of All Time list. My name is Clay. With me, as always, is Amanda. Amanda.
Yes, Clay.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm here with my Rubik's Cube, sitting
Impossible
on the gym.
To solve that one.
The children apparently love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm convinced that the Rubik's Cube was popular for about a week. And then every sale since then has just been an adult buying one for a child, which then the child throws it into a bin and it goes under their bed.
Hard disagree.
Okay.
Yeah. I have firsthand knowledge. I don't know anymore if it's still cool, and I don't know how widespread this was, but my niece...
This sounds dubious.
No, my niece and all of her friends, when she was like 10, they were all so into Rubik's Cubes that they had them in different sizes, different shapes. They would time themselves and each other. She had an online Rubik's Cube tutor to help her get better at it.
Well,
she still takes one with her when she has to go do boring shit with us adults.
Yeah.
And just will like sit and play with it and solve it really fast and like ask us to time her and then make fun of us gently when we have no idea how to do it.
Well, I have the unfortunate task of telling you your niece is a loser.
No, she's actually a jock, which is what makes this even weirder.
Okay. This all sounds made up. Anyway, today we are talking about number 6 on our list. It is called Let the Right One In from 2008. It has a 98% Rotten Tomatoes score with a 90% audience score. Speaking of Rotten Tomatoes scores,
yes.
when I was looking stuff up for this today, there are already Rotten Tomatoes scores out for, what is it, Sex and Death at Camp Miasma?
Miasma, yes.
99% currently with 100 reviews.
I can't wait to see that movie.
Yeah, I think we'll probably end up doing that one on the show.
I'm so excited.
Had you seen this film before?
I think I had. I obviously know I've seen the American version.
Yes.
We covered that several years ago at this point.
It'll be fun when we get to the point that I think Last Podcast on the Left is at now, where they're like, what if we just redid things we've already done but longer?
Yeah. What if we devoted more energy to actual like research and analysis?
Yeah.
If only.
Which really feels like they're doing a Taylor Swift type thing, where it's like they need to record new versions.
Did Scooter Braun try to buy their masters? Is that what would happen?
They need to record new versions so they don't have to pay Ben Kissel any royalties or something.
Yikes. Oh,
I wonder how he's doing. I hope he's okay.
I have heard that it's not a great sitch.
Really?
Yeah.
Right. I hope he's getting the help that he needs.
I hope so too. That whole thing was such a bummer. Yeah. But I love it. I love Eddie.
Yeah.
So.
He's legitimately hilarious.
He's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
I have 100% looked at his like independent dates and been like, "Are you coming to Boston?" I would go see.
It is. I do find it legitimately funny that they basically shemped him, where like he's the same kind of build as Kissel. He's not as tall, I don't think, but he's pretty close.
Yeah.
And it's just like they traded out one big guy for another big guy.
Yeah. Eddie is better kempt though.
That's true.
Yeah. He clearly has his grooming situation under control.
Better shemped.
Anyway, I cannot for the life of me remember if I saw this one way back, because this version of this movie, I know it's the original version of the movie, and the US version, there's a lot of similarity. And if I saw this one, it was quite a long time ago at this point. But I know the story, so it feels like I've seen it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, for me, this was one, I think I came to this one kind of late. I remember hearing a lot about it when it came out. And when I got around to it, I really liked it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it does kind of bleed together with the remake, because the remake is so similar looking that it's one of those ones where I think, myself included, people were like, why are they even bother remaking this? It's just like a shot for shot thing.
Yeah.
However, having had done it for the show, I really like the remake. I think the remake is great.
Yeah.
And I think it's great for different reasons. There's things this movie does really well that I don't know if the remake hits quite as well.
Yeah.
But we can get into that.
Yes.
Spoilers, though. I don't remember the remake enough to really give it a 1-to-1.
The worst part is I don't remember my opinion.
I know. I hate that's happened to me before.
Like, I purposely didn't want to re-listen to our episode about the 2010 version, the US version, because I didn't want to color. Like, I wanted to come to this one, right? Like, I was
laziness. Yeah, me too.
No, I was glad that it had been a long time since we did that version, so that I could look at this one a little separately, because I think I've watched this one. I've definitely watched the American one at least twice. I read the book. Like, I have 3 versions of this story somewhere nested in my subconscious. And if I get too far into each of them at the same time, then they really will all blur together, and I will not know what the fuck I am talking about, even less than I already do.
We'll wait till you watch the TV show that they made out of it.
I don't want to do
a couple years ago.
I don't want to do that.
It's only 10 episodes, and I don't know if that's a reflection of its quality or if it was just a mini series.
I mean, I don't know how you would make something. I don't know how you would adapt this story and still have it be this story and make it more than 10 episodes, right? Like, what do? They go to college?
Well, one of them does.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I can't. That's not even something I can feel comfortable saying anymore at this point, because they always find a way to do it.
Yeah.
But if anybody's watched the TV show, please let us know how it is.
Yeah.
Also, if you're interested to know exactly how far back our coverage of the remake was, we covered the remake as the 7th episode that we did. And we are now, this is episode 148. So.
And that's not counting all of our Patreon material.
No, that is not.
So.
But if you would like to count our Patreon material, thank you for the segue, Amanda.
You're welcome.
Head over to patreon.com/the Penske File, where this year Amanda and I are going through horror sequels. We just covered the First Omen. And when I say the First Omen, I mean the movie titled The First Omen, not the First Omen in the sequence of the Omen. That's arguably more frustrating than most of the titles.
Yeah.
Because you can't even be like, in other words, you'd be like, no, like the first Halloween. Like, the original Halloween.
Yes.
If you say the First Omen, you're in like a who's on first situation immediately.
Yeah, you're like, of the 6 movies, do you mean first chronologically?
Right. Yeah. All these movies just are going to require longer and longer explanations on the back of the DVD packaging as to where they fall. But we're covering sequels this year. Last year we did something that was great that I can't remember.
Wasn't it remakes and
reboots? And reboots, which we did not do Let the Right One In on that one.
Because it was on the list.
Because we already did the yes.
Yeah.
Because we already did the remake.
Yes.
What seems like 25 years ago.
Yes.
But check it out if you want to help support the show and listen to some other fun horror movie talk.
Yes.
But now we're going to take a quick break, play the trailer for you, which I'm sure like 1% of our listening base will be able to understand. Which it should be more. I think we should all learn Swedish as like a group.
No thanks.
Okay. Anyway, we'll be right back.
Är du vampyr? Hade du tyckt om mig ändå? Vill du bli ihop med mig?
Okay, Let the Right One In. directed by Thomas Alfredson, written by John Ajvide Lindqvist. I apologize in advance for my slaughtering of the Swedish language. Starring Care Hedebrandt, Lena Leandersson. So I guess they don't do their names the way that, like, is it not the Finnish or the Nor? I can't remember which one it is, but it's where, like, if it's something son, it's always a man.
I'm pretty sure that's Norwegian.
Is it Norwegian?
Yeah.
Because, and if it's a woman, it's something dottir.
Yeah.
Which is
that
confusing to me, being not from there. But sure, it makes perfect sense. Per Ragnar, Ika Nord, really good kid actors, and a guy wearing a cardigan over his jean jacket, which is a look I now want to take as my own.
Do it.
It's like,
if anyone I knew could pull that off, it would be you.
He's wearing a button-up shirt, like almost like a flannel shirt, a jean jacket over that, and then a cardigan on top of the jean jacket, which only makes me not want to go to Sweden, because that's only something someone driven insane from the cold would do.
But also unwilling to just wear a parka.
Yeah. And somehow he also just, like, looks like he smokes a lot of cigarettes.
I think he does. I think
so
they all
too,
do.
But
it's supposed to be Sweden in the 80s.
Yeah, it's a good look.
Everyone's smoking a lot of cigarettes.
Is that like a smoking jacket in Sweden? Is a nicely patterned cardigan?
Yeah, over your denim jacket. Yeah, absolutely. That's formal wear.
Amanda, what happens in Let the Right One In?
A bullied boy forms a unique friendship with his new neighbor, a peculiar girl with a dark secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl asterisk, I suppose.
Yeah, that one's a question mark.
Yeah.
Well, Clay, some things you'll find in Let the Right One In include the Swedish Dare program.
Yeah. It did bring me back.
Except it's like about murder?
Yeah, it starts off as like a warning about people getting killed on the streets at night. And then it's like, so, now you want to talk about drugs? I'll show you all the drugs and how you do them. Which reminded me of the actual DARE program.
Yes.
Which I very clearly remember the day that they brought in their little case.
Yes.
Filled with labeled drugs.
Right. They're like, here's your crack, here's your meth, here are your Johnnies, here are your Bennies, here are your whatevers. Like
your
uppers, downers.
Your Zoops
and
your Zops. Now, Zops are cheap, but Zoops will really get it going for you.
Yep, there you go. You'll also find Swedish Richard Jenkins.
Yeah, talk about incredible casting on the remakes part. Because, like, as soon as this guy showed up, I was like, oh, he looks just like Richard Jenkins. So,
or that guy's American.
Vice versa, yeah.
Whatever this gentleman's name is.
Yeah.
Yeah. A poodle named Ricky.
Yeah. Yeah, he's nice.
Yeah, I liked him. Looked very soft.
Yeah.
Drank
Are poodles soft? The curly hair always puts me off.
Like though, when he's like all groomed like that, they're all poofy
that's
and
true.
certain. I'm just like your hand would like sink into it like the fill inside of a pillow.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the kind of fur.
Anyway, this has been Dog Corner. Oscar's Psychopath Scrapbook.
Yeah, I think they do a good job in this movie of making it completely believable that this kid doesn't mind that his new possible friend / girlfriend / what have you is a murdering vampire.
Yeah. I definitely want to talk more about that as we get into this. You'll also find the Sun Palace.
Yes, the Chinese food restaurant that they all the smokers hang out in.
That all the drinkers hang out at.
Yep.
Yes.
Which is a nice multi-ethnic pun.
Yes, about vampires.
Yes.
A true commitment to a blood bond.
Why is it always the I mean, I guess I can't really think of a better place to cut your hand when you do this stuff, but it's like if you cut yourself right across the palm, that's going to impact your entire day for the next month.
Yeah, that's going to be real annoying for a long ass time, assuming you don't cut too deep and hit like, I don't know, tendons or something.
Yeah. And I know the real answer is that it's the easiest to do special effects wise.
Yes.
But it's just it becomes so ubiquitous that I'm always like, why is it? I mean, I guess like if you're going to do a blood pact with
There's
someone,
like the rare movie where they just like kind of like prick a finger.
I was going to say, like, if you're Conan the Barbarian and you're going to do a blood pact with someone, doing like a little doctor's office pinprick on the finger, not really getting it done.
Right.
But like, if you weren't going to do the palm of the hand.
12-year-old Swedish boy in the 1980s, you could absolutely have just poked your thumb and be like, all right, now you poke your thumb, and now we mash them together, and we're together
how you
forever.
have sex. Yeah.
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 Yeah, in 1980s Sweden, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how AIDS started.
Oh.
Sorry.
That was dark.
It's true.
That was dark. You'll also find when CGI cats attack.
Yeah, for a movie that's so grounded and
It's the
really
dumbest scene.
good with its special effects, man, it almost takes you out of the movie.
And I feel bad in a way because, like, this was like a lower budget movie.
Yeah. It's
2008, so CGI is not super great in lower budget movies at this point, like as a rule.
Yeah.
So I am guessing they actually worked really hard to make it look even as decent as it did. And it still is just like, at this point, looking back almost 20 years later, it's borderline silly.
Yeah. I think for stuff like this, there's no shame in looking at older films and saying, what if we just get some close-ups of some angry cats?
Right.
And then throw some fake cats at somebody.
Right. Have a blur.
People have done it before,
Yeah.
and it looks fine.
Yes.
We don't
Yes.
need CGI cat. If you can't pull it off,
Right.
there are other ways to do it.
I agree. A really shitty jungle gym.
Yeah, that jungle gym looks like it was designed by cafeteria furniture. It's
Not designed to be.
no
Designed by.
designed by.
Sentient
Yeah,
cafeteria
it's
furniture.
It's a jungle gym that's just like a couple bar boxes.
Yeah.
And that's it.
It does look like the Scandinavian minimalism, like, interior decorating trend.
Yes.
But for children's playground.
Come
equipment.
to IKEA. Your kids will play on this.
Yeah.
They will have many hours of
two
fun.
pipes. Yeah.
There are 3 pipes. You must find the 3rd pipe. It is not what you expect.
You will also find the cleansing catharsis of middle school vengeance.
Yeah, I really appreciate when he whacks that kid in the ear.
Yeah.
He has like one of those moments where like all of a sudden the intention is entirely released from his person.
Yep.
Like his spirit just descends.
Yeah.
It might also be the first step to becoming a serial killer, but
Yeah.
hey, 6 of 1, as we say.
This is one of my favorite things you'll find in terms of how you phrased it. A reverse sleepaway camp.
Yeah. I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but it's close enough.
Close enough.
Where instead of a reveal of a
very masculine body.
yeah, and a actual penis, here you get the reveal of the land where whence a penis was once.
The land. My God.
Which so although to be fair, I mean, I guess that's. Is there any? I think in the book it's more explicit that Eli or
Ely is how they
Ely?
pronounce
Ely?
it. I don't.
is male.
Was
male. But I think it's a quick enough shot that you could argue that it could go either way. That it's just mangled.
Yes.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. Whatever had happened. Whatever Ely was born with is no longer there.
Yes.
And the last thing you'll find. Questionable parenting.
This is like legitimately questionable parenting.
I know. This isn't us just being like snarky assholes
Yeah.
adding it in when it's like, was Pamela Voorhees a good parent or a bad parent?
It's
We say
questionable. It's questionable parenting in like you're sitting down with Oscar's mother and she tells you everything that's going on. And then
Yeah.
she's like, did I do the right thing? And you go, that's a great question.
Right. Yeah. It's like, well, obviously I feel like I did something wrong because my son has aided and abetted a bunch of murder and now run away with the murderer. So something must have gone wrong here. Can you tell me what it is? And then lay it all out.
Yeah.
And everybody I think would be a little bit like, fuck. I don't know. And same thing with the dad. I think it would be sort of like, oh, okay, you and the mom split and she was like, all right, bye. Then what do you take him? Do you not? Like,
Yeah. As she says in the phone, something about everyone says he has no father or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the father is the weirdest character in the movie. I should say the
Yes.
sequence with the father is because It's like
I have theories.
okay. Well, we'll get into
As
it.
per usual, I'm going to overthink the shit out of this.
Well, that's if not who,
Yeah.
if not us, then who?
Then who? Can we agree up top that we're just going to refer to Ely with like she, her,
Yeah, that's fine.
girlfriend? Okay. Just for simplicity's sake, I understand, and we will talk about the fact that it is more nuanced than that, but I just don't want to be stumbling over my words the whole time while I try and get a fucking sentence out.
Sure.
Cool.
So we, Androgynous Vampire League, we do not want your letters.
Yes.
We're doing our best.
We support our non-binary friends and compatriots.
Yes. Oh, I forgot to put in LGBT ally Oscar.
Well, my argument was that he's
Yeah.
a member.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Card-carrying member of the community.
Yeah.
Does not give a shit about his soulmate's gender.
Yes.
Yeah.
As we should all.
Yeah. We should all aspire to be more like Oscar.
I think so.
Hit more children with poles.
Yep.
Let your girlfriend kill anyone she wants.
Yep.
Run away together.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Sounds great.
yeah. That's my dating advice. My relationship advice.
So one of the things I really like about this off the top is
Mm-hmm.
that the setting is really well done without actually telling you when it takes place,
Yes.
because it is very clearly sometime in the 80s, but in a different way, where as in the remake there's like Ronald Reagan stuff on the TV.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit more overt. This
Yeah.
one just kind of sets it there and lets it kind of go, which I like.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely mentions of like Russian influence and like Soviet influence, really. I think they
Yeah,
talk, there's like a radio announcement about maybe Khrushchev or Brezhnev or somebody like that.
There's one.
Yeah.
I think there's one. There's one newspaper that says 1982,
Yeah.
and then there's one like radio broadcast where they make some allusion to the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
And maybe it is more overt than I know, because I don't exactly know my
That's
Swedish
Yeah.
80s history.
it
but-
is very possible that we are just ignorant of
Yeah.
the like, socio-political climate of Sweden in the 80s. So
Well, it's over. We don't care.
Yeah.
Everything's fine now.
Yeah.
So what did you think about this overall?
this is a movie where while I was watching it, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Okay.
And then after it was over, I was like, I think that's a really good movie. I think part of the problem for me might be the knowing the story too well. Like
Did you? Sorry. I know you mentioned this earlier. Did you say you read the book?
Yes.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Because I have not.
Well, I haven't read it in forever.
Mm-hmm.
I do own it if you want to borrow it.
No, I'm good.
All right.
I get time to read, as Jesse Ventura once said.
So you're never going to finish that Black Dahlia book that we're supposed to be?
I'm listening to that, and I finished it weeks ago.
Oh, well then. Don't have time to read my ass. I think I have just built up over the years such a prejudice against the middle school, high school bullying subplots that I am so sick of them. And I understand, like, I understand why they work.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. I think part of my brain is just like, oh, all right, we're going to do this again. Because they're always kind of done the same.
Yeah.
I
never find them fully convincing because,
Right.
I mean, my own lived experience does not echo that, which, I mean, it maybe is one of the benefits of being 6'2" since you were like 7 years old. But
that would do it.
even like from a observational standpoint, I have never seen a childhood bully the way they are portrayed in movies.
I was bullied by various people at various times in my school life. The only times, and this might be because I'm a girl, that's fair, but the only
Put it back in the deck.
I was gonna say
It's my favorite line of all time from Archer.
like maybe boys and young men who are bullied suffer more violence.
Sure.
Is what I was going to say.
Sure.
Because the only times that like true violence kind of came at me was actually very out of nowhere. Like very like, who the fuck are you kind of things. So I don't know. It just always seems so like it's always a group, right?
Yeah.
It's always like there's the bully and he has at least one or more lackeys. And there's usually one lackey. There's usually like 2 or 3. There's usually one who's also like really into it and is like not perpetrating as much of the violence, but is like egging him on. And then there's usually one who's sort of like, oh, I don't know, guys, this has gone kind of far. Like maybe we should stop. And it just, it all starts to feel a little too rote.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of detracts from some of my enjoyment of the other elements of this movie. Because in those scenes, I wanted to fast forward, right?
Sure.
Because every time it was like, all right, Connie and his little gang are here. They're going to insult him. They're going to kind of menace him. Maybe they'll hit him or something. Eventually, he will hit back, and then that will come back to bite him in the ass. Right? This is kind of always how it goes. Like, definitely in this specific story that has been told in like 3 to 4 different ways. But yeah, I feel like that kind of taints my experience a little bit.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I really liked this movie in terms of atmosphere. I think it does a really good job with that sort of feeling that kids were just left to kind of wander around and do their own shit.
This is definitely Latchkey Kids, the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it's saying a lot of really interesting things thematically about like violence and love and sexuality, and all of those things are built into it in a way where it's very much there, but it's not constantly slapping you in the face.
Yeah.
And I really like the ambiguity of it.
Yeah.
Like the way it makes you feel bad and feel empathy and sympathy for people as they are doing maybe really bad things. And how like Oscar's a very complicated kid.
Yeah.
To like, you kind of want to root for him. You obviously don't want him to be bullied, but at the same time, like, is he a little psychopath?
Right. Right. Yeah. The thing, the reason that the bullying stuff kind of works for me is because of the way that they show him reacting to it. Because usually I feel like this stuff, you never see essentially the makings of a school shooter, which is kind of what's going on here.
Yeah.
Where he is getting his he is processing the violence being done to him by fantasizing about violence done to other people.
Yeah. About doing violence to other people.
Yeah. And there is I think what's most fascinating about it is there is an argument that he would never have gone that far until were it not for Ellie's influence. Because even though the first time they see each other, he's stabbing a pole, stabbing a tree with a knife, pretending that he's killing one of his classmates. Kids do weird shit, like that. That's the kind of thing where it's like, I can understand that blowing off steam in that way and processing in that way without it ever getting to the point where he actually does that to another person. However, it's Ellie that pushes him over that line to start fighting back and start getting this catharsis and enjoyment out of hurting somebody else.
Yeah.
And power, honestly.
Yeah.
And it's very seductive, I think. Because it's not seductive in the way where it's like, okay, now the rest of the movie is him right next to her being like, oh, who are we going to kill next?
Yeah.
But it's seductive in that, like, she gives him just enough of a taste of this where it gives him a sense of power, which then endears her to him.
Yeah.
And the thing that I think this movie does the best is that, for lack of a better term, I guess, the twist towards the end where you think that you're watching this cute sort of like two people alone finding each other, like it's a Bob Seger song.
Two kind of weird kids.
We've got tonight. Who needs tomorrow?
Yeah.
Alternate title for the film, actually.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you realize she has been manipulating him the entire time. And probably since the point where she saw him stabbing this tree, that's probably where she's like, okay, I can get this guy.
Yeah.
Because it's the not only is it that part that's great, but it's watching the dissolution of her first relationship with his name's like Hagen or Hagar or something.
Hakon or something?
Sure.
Yeah.
Swedish Richard Jenkins.
Yeah.
Seeing the end of that relationship, and which is one that's, if this movie is any indication, has been going on for a very long time. And she just drops this guy like a bad habit, basically.
Yeah.
You know, she's pissed off that he's not doing his job right anymore. And then once she sees the next best thing, it's kind of done.
I think you can definitely interpret this movie exactly that way. Like there's all the evidence for that interpretation. But one of the things I really like about this movie is that there is also evidence for a gentler interpretation.
Sure.
Where she is not great at showing affection, right? Like she is not human anymore.
Yeah. And
I think that distance is enforcing, like, you can never truly connect with somebody because there's always the temptation there, and there's always the kind of the killer instinct that might kick in.
Yeah.
And so you have to keep yourself at somewhat of a remove for anyone you might even slightly care about. Going back a little bit to what you were saying about Oscar, I don't know. I think Eli's encouragement gets him to that point faster.
Yeah.
But I don't know that means he wouldn't have gotten there on his own.
That's fair.
A kid who keeps a scrapbook of meticulously collected newspaper clippings of violence.
Yeah.
And listens to like fun upbeat music and flips through it, hums along, and is like really into it, is not just a kid blowing off steam. You know, this isn't just like he's...
Yeah.
And I'm talking like I was a macabre goth kid. Like,
right.
I totally get it. Like, I'm not... I listen to true crime shit all day.
Yeah.
I have books with covers that would probably get me thrown out of a public place. But I think you're supposed to feel like there's the possibility that there is something inside of Oscar that, independent of her, might have led him to this place.
Sure. I think it's...
And she's pulling it out. She's pulling it out, and she's drawing it out of him, and she's connecting with him on it. But I think there could be, and I'm not saying this is like even my argument, but I think there could be an argument in there that that's what makes their bond more genuine, is that she sees a version of herself, and she sees a connection they have. One of the things she says to him is, like, you want to kill people. Like, you want to kill people. Because you want to. I only kill people because I have to.
Yeah.
And there is that scene where after she kills the guy under the bridge, and she rips his throat out and drinks his blood and breaks his fucking neck so that his head is twisted around on his body. Yeah. It's very brutal. But then she like leans her head down and kind of sobs. And I think the reason she needs that adult protector, that sort of companion, is that she doesn't want to have to do the killing herself. Like, she does not like it. Right. She doesn't want to have to do it. She just wants somebody to bring her the blood so that she doesn't have to go out and hurt people. Yeah. And finding someone like Oscar is like finding a diamond in the rough, where she is like, oh, great. The best option for me would be to endear myself to someone who likes it. Yeah. Because then he gets fulfilled by doing a thing he likes, and I get what I need, and we can live in harmony. Yeah. And I think, you know, it's an interpretation that is there, right? And the option also that you could watch this movie and believe that there is affection from her toward him, that she is genuine in some way in her care for him. I think you could argue that. And I like that the movie doesn't give you a straight up answer like, nah, she's a total monster. She's 100% just using him.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like when I say that she's manipulating him the whole time, I don't mean like she's Count Dracula.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, he's not under hypnosis.
Yeah. It plays to me like a very realistic manipulative relationship where there's a level of codependency baked into it.
Yeah.
That she's manipulating him, but it's not really it's not for, I mean, I guess it is for malicious reasons, but it's not outwardly, it's not that she doesn't care about him. Like I think she definitely does.
Yeah.
But ultimately a lot of these decisions she's making are manipulative.
Yep. Yeah, it's for her benefit.
Yeah, it's like kind of like, you know, if you're in love with a drug addict or something.
Yeah.
And it's like there's a certain amount of codependency and back and forth where you're doing things a certain way, they're doing things a certain way. They kind of know that they're doing things a certain way to get a certain result, but sometimes they don't. And they just, you know, it's a very complicated relationship, which I think is very impressive.
I do too, yeah.
And, but the thing that I always love is that you don't totally get that. Like they save that final piece for the end.
Yes.
Where it does feel like it's just look at this, Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, for so much of the movie.
Star-crossed characters.
Right.
And then it's like, oh no, this is just the next.
Yeah.
You know, as much as she's a literal vampire for blood, she's also a vampire for these wayward people that she finds.
Yeah.
To do her bit, to do what she can't do, obviously.
Right. Yeah, like she needs someone to care for her.
Yeah.
And she's found a good candidate for that. And she's going to foster that dependency and that codependency.
I actually think that this, you know, one of the things that really I don't like about a lot of vampire movies is when eventually, you know, inevitably you see an interview with the director or someone where they're like, you know, it's really an allegory for drug addiction.
Yeah.
Or it's like, it's really an allegory for like AIDS. And it's like, yeah, great. Hot take, man.
Right.
This is doing that in a way that's so much more subtle and accurate, I think, than a lot of these other ones where it's like, this vampire hasn't had blood in 3 days, so he's screaming and he's like, I need it, like that. Yeah, okay. I know it's an addiction metaphor. We got it. Yeah. This, I think, is so much more legitimately tapping into that thing because of the way that this relationship works.
Yeah. Yeah, I also think it's really interesting having her be 12. You know, or I think she says I'm 12 more or less, which I really like, because the knee-jerk reaction if you watch this movie and at the very beginning and you see her and Håkon or whatever his name is, it immediately reads, because by the nature of this film, you know that's not his daughter. Right?
Right.
Like really quickly, it's like clear this is not like a normal relationship. And so it becomes like, oh, is this a kid who's being abused? Right? Is this kid being abused by this adult man? And then realizing that she is much, much older than she seems, just trapped in this younger body. It really twists the relationship that she has with him on its head, but also the relationship to Oscar, where she's kind of ignorant of like what kids do and like pop culture stuff, but like that's really an adult mind, or something more,
and sometimes an adult face,
right? Which I love.
Yeah.
And I just think that's really it's when the longer you watch the movie and the more you start to realize like that she's not at all who she portrays herself to be. It makes those relationships so much more complicated because you then have the older caretaker who it's either in the American version or the book or both, where it's outrightly stated that she met him when he was very young and that they have been together for decades.
Yeah.
Like it has been a long running relationship. I think that's either stated or like heavily implied. In this, they don't give you quite as much evidence, but the character behavior makes it pretty easy to make that leap.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That he's probably been with her since he was a very young man, if not a teenager or a child too.
And also based on the way the movie flows, I
Yes.
think it's easily, oh, well, this is clearly a cycle.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And I think it's interesting though, because it means that he is physically an adult, but is probably mentally very immature.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's devoted his whole life to caring for her. He's probably not had much other experience, doesn't have adult relationships. Like in a weird way, that arrested development keeps him suppressed.
Yeah.
And then you have Oscar, who is a literal child. And you have Ely in the middle, who is older than both of them despite her looks.
Yeah.
So it's just, it complicates all of that in a really interesting way.
Yeah, and I think you can tell from the way that she berates him,
Yes.
which you can argue is partially due to the fact that she's just got this insatiable hunger that he has failed, that he has not satisfied. Like this is an abusive relationship. He probably doesn't have relationships with other people. He's probably never gone on a date or something.
Right,
you know?
right.
Like, and even if he wanted to, he probably realizes he couldn't.
Right.
And
No one can get close to him because no one can get close to her.
yeah, and it's like it is a very abusive way to handle something from her standpoint, where she's getting mad at him for not being able to do something that she herself could do,
Right.
but chooses not to.
Right. Right. She'd rather have him assume the risk for her.
Yeah.
And kind of do the dirty work. Literally do the dirty work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that he's a really interesting character for all of these reasons and more. And I think the way that you see, like, early in this movie, the scenes with him are like watching a serial killer start to fail.
Yeah.
Right? Like somebody who, like, clearly he's got equipment, you know, like he's got tools he brings with him. He is practiced at this. He's been doing it for a long time. And it makes you wonder, like, he's an older man in this, but he's not that old, right? Like, he's not like 75.
No, I'd
you
say
know?
he's probably in his early 60s, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, it seems less like he's having physical trouble doing it anymore and more like it's becoming like there's like a mental thing making this something he can't do anymore.
Yeah. It's interesting, too, because, like, I mean, I guess he does kind of have have it down to like a formula to an extent.
Yeah.
But I guess being in maybe his downfall is getting older, but also the fact that they're in a new place. And because, like, the biggest mistakes he makes are really in location.
Yeah.
Which then lead to other mistakes.
Yeah.
Which don't allow him to get the job done.
Yeah.
So, because, like, the first kid that he kills, you can see streetlights very, like, it looks like he's hanging this kid upside down from in the middle of a bike path, you know?
But don't you think the fact that it's such an obviously bad spot means that he is maybe deep down so tired of having to do it that he'd rather just be caught?
I guess if that was the case, I don't think he would run away then.
Well, then I think, you know, there's that push and pull of like, I'm
sure. Yeah.
You know, maybe he hasn't fully admitted it to himself, but part of him is saying, I cannot keep doing this. I can't.
Yeah.
And then another part of him is saying, but who's going to take care of her? What is she going to do if I fail?
Right.
And it's not the first time he fucks up. It's the second time he really fucks up that he could have tried to escape.
He could have killed that kid real fast.
Yeah,
like,
he absolutely could have. And that was
as soon as those lights went out, he should have been like, whack.
Yep. Or just gone out the window and run. Like he could have done.
Well, he couldn't have done that because the kids were there.
Yeah, that's true. But there were things he could have tried, and instead
could have tried a high pitched voice to pretend he was the boy.
Instead,
I'm stuck in the bathroom. I'm sorry.
He went straight to, I know what I'll do. I'll pour this acid all over my face.
And he couldn't even do that right. Because the point of that was to make himself unrecognizable,
Yeah.
and he just Harvey Dented himself.
Yeah, it's pretty great though.
Yeah, it's pretty like that.
Looked pretty awesome.
Honestly, of all of the scars and burns in his face, the one that affected me the most was his nose being split in two.
Yeah.
Because like that cold Swedish wind, not pleasant.
Yeah. But the last thing he says before he does it is he says her name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's I think there's an argument to be made that it's more of a mental existential exhaustion than like he has gotten away with this for 40 to 50 years and now all of a sudden he sucks at it.
Yeah.
Like I think it's like self-sabotage deep down.
Yeah, there's probably some of that in there.
And he also can probably, I mean, he does clock he's being replaced, right?
Yeah.
Like he clocks that. He says before he goes out on his doomed expedition to murder someone, he says to her, "Can you please do one thing for me? Please don't see that boy tonight."
Which is like such a friend zone move.
Yeah.
Like this is kind of a story about a guy who has been banished to the living hell of the friend zone for his entire life with the same person.
Yeah.
And it's the only relationship he has in his life.
Yep.
And so when you get to that point where she's going to go out and you're just like, please don't go see that boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buddy, it's all over. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's what's so great about this is the complex relationship across these three characters.
Yeah.
And I think the way that the other characters play into the story, I think are great too. And I mean, even Ellie's not infallible when it comes to, because she jumps on what's her name in the middle of the courtyard of there.
Yeah.
And she fucks that up.
Yep.
So it's not like, she's a master at it herself.
And I think that's probably part of the reason why she wants someone else to do it, because
she was so clever with that first one though.
Well, I think it's like as she gets hungrier, like she needs the regular supply. And if she's missing too many days or nights or whatever of food for her, like as she gets hungrier, it gets harder to control herself. And I think you see that as the movie progresses, like she gets increasingly violent as the movie goes on. And it gets harder for her.
It's like me the longer I stay at Hershey Park.
Increasingly violent.
Yeah. Eventually you're just going to find
smacking little kids around.
Find me covered in empty Reese's peanut butter cup wrappers.
Screaming.
Yeah. What have I done?
Yeah. But I think that's part of it is like she gets to a point where she can't be methodical about it.
Yeah.
And it would get her caught or it would cause her to create other vampires. And I think that's part of what she's trying to avoid by having a caretaker, if you will. Like, okay, I can have someone else who can move through the world easier than me and protect me during the day. He can more successfully lure people out and kill them without a risk of contaminating them and creating more vampires, and do it with a more level head than I can, because once there's blood, I can't control myself.
It's too bad she didn't meet up with Martin.
Yeah,
that would have been a good
best
pairing.
Friends.
Yeah, they would have been really good together.
I really love the way they shoot Ely when she is in her most feral moments. And her face, there's like a different actress who is her face.
Yeah, they were, not only were they doing that, but they were definitely doing some weird CGI shenanigans with her, like very subtly though.
Did you read the thing that's not that actress's voice?
I did, yes, because her voice was too feminine.
Yeah, because she was like an actual young like actor who was like older than the age I think of the character in the movie, but like she was young, and so they got a different actress to overdub all of her lines. Yeah, which I think is really well done.
Yeah,
like,
and they play with it too. Like there's a certain there's one, I think it's maybe when she's yelling at the caretaker guy. Yeah, where they definitely dial up the bass on her voice, and she sounds more like an adult man. Yes, and it's very creepy.
I like the thing that when she and Oscar are having a little bit of an argument, and she mimics him.
Yeah,
and like it's his voice that she makes. Like, it sounds just like him. And he even looks very taken aback by that, where she repeats his whole, like, go on, squeal like a pig, like, and she's like, that's the first thing I ever heard you say.
Yeah.
And he looks kind of like, what the fuck? Because she did his voice. And I think the way they play with that is really well done.
Yeah. And those times where they completely change actors.
Yeah.
It's like, it's subtle enough that it takes a second to realize what they've done.
Yeah.
You know, when she's licking his blood off the floor, and then when she tips her head up, it's like Bob from Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
And then, but it's like still close enough that
Yeah.
you're like, is it the lighting here, or is this like an old man?
Right.
You know?
Right. They do it quick enough, and they do it rarely enough. I can only think of like twice in the whole movie where I was sure that they did it.
They give her Michael Jackson eyes for a minute.
I don't know.
Thriller eyes.
I don't know what that means. Oh yeah, the pupils.
Yeah, they do the Blade Runner thing where she's got like animal reflective eyes.
Yeah.
And then when the lights come on, her pupils dilate like vertically or horizontally or something.
Yeah. Her eyes are kind of like just slightly off the whole time, and then there's that, which I really enjoy how they do that stuff in this movie, where it is like, if you're not paying attention, you would completely miss it.
Yeah. I think I'm a sucker, no pun intended, or intended. What kind of show do you think this is? For vampire stuff. And I think the way they handle vampire mythology in this is really great.
Yeah.
Because much like everything else in it, they don't draw that much attention to it.
Yep.
They do obviously you can't come in unless you're invited.
Yep.
They do the sun thing.
Yep.
They do is there anything else specifically that's like a classic vampire thing that they do?
Kind of the not being able to resist the smell of blood in general.
And also, like, if I don't know, I guess
the
technically
sudden agility and kind of super strength.
Yeah, she can fly. At least she says she can.
Yeah.
Because she says she flew up to his room.
Yeah.
I don't know how classic.
Impervious to cold.
Yeah. I think this has now kind of been drafted into the classic mythology, but the fact that when she tries to eat regular food, she just throws up blood.
Yeah. I do really like in this movie when, and it's such a great scene, because it's something that if you watch vampire stuff, you kind of wonder or want to ask.
This is what I was getting to. Yeah.
And then it's exactly what a 12-year-old would do too, when he's like, well, you have to invite me. And it's like, oh yeah, well, what happens if I don't?
Yeah. It's arguably literally the first and possibly only thing that's ever asked that question.
Yes. And I love it. And I love that, like, it's done in a way where, like, kids give each other shit about that kind of stuff and, like, would absolutely do that. Like, oh, what happens if I don't, huh?
Yeah.
And then when she comes in and, like, just all the blood starts coming out of her, like just from her pores, I guess, like painfully. And he goes from trying to he's in this mode where he's trying to play tough with her. Like he's sort of found out about her vampire nature, and
he's got leverage over her.
Yeah, exactly. And he's sort of trying to assert himself, like, I'm the one who's in control now a little bit. And all she has to do is do that, and it, like, because it hurts her, and he flips out. Like, he does not like seeing her hurt. And he's immediately, like, he apologizes, he officially invites her in, he hugs her. Like, he's clearly upset that he hurt her. And I think that's the only, it's like the only time I can think of being like, well, what does happen if they come in when they're not invited?
Most of the time, well, the only other time I could very specifically think of them broaching this is on Buffy, where it's just like there's an invisible wall.
I think most will do that, where it's more like, I physically cannot cross the threshold if you do not. Because I think, like, Fright Night, they do that. Like, he has to be invited in.
Yep.
And it's like he literally can't come into the house until. And I love that
now
Oscar.
I can come over anytime I want.
And I love that Oscar even kind of plays with that, where he's like, oh, what is it? Is it like there's an invisible wall? And then he kind of does the mime thing. And
I wonder, he does
shown up by that.
He does wave her in, though.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, well, does it have to be verbal?
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Seems like it needs to be a very explicit invitation to come in, not just a, like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's interesting how they do it.
Yeah, I like all that stuff because so much of it is bits of mythology that have been pop culturized.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I guess the concept of the vampire we're working from in general is the same thing. But it's all of its roots are in like weird Eastern European folklore.
Yeah.
Where the reason that they have to be invited in is some weird esoteric thing involving like, you know, the your forefathers and like Tannis root or something. You know, it's like it's
right, or like the sovereignty of a man's house is his castle. And blah blah blah, or like why they can't cross a river, like that.
Yeah,
kind of
running
stuff.
water.
Yeah.
Dracula can get wet though.
Yeah.
There was talk that Dracula couldn't get wet, but that was incorrect. Dracula can get wet.
I'm happy for him.
Yeah, it's I always like that stuff. I think it's fun because the more of that stuff you work into a vampire, especially now, makes the vampire read as extremely OCD.
Yeah.
You know? Like having to, if you drop silver, it has to pick up all the silver.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad we've let go of some of that stuff. It just makes it seem like it would be really annoying if you were a vampire to just like try to get around.
Yeah, well, that's why they need familiars.
Yeah.
And
that's kind of what she wants him to be, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She's got to travel in a cardboard box or something. How did he get that on the train?
He's been lifting weights, Clay.
That's true. He's been lifting about a barbell with 8 pounds on each side.
Hey, come on. He's doing the best he can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that I wish they would bring back
of vampire lore
is, I'm pretty sure this is in Dracula, is that I think technically, you know how like when you this always felt biblical to me because like not only just the Bible but other like religious books can be very weird about the minutia and the specificity of certain things.
Yeah.
Like in Genesis, when in the Noah's Ark story, there's like dimensions.
Yes.
That are
cubits.
Written down how big this thing should be.
Isn't it like cubits or something?
Sure.
Yeah.
And it's like made from a very specific type of wood and all this kind of stuff.
Do. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure in Dracula it says that you need to stake a vampire through the heart with a stake that is 3 feet long that must remain embedded into the ground. Like I always loved that one because from a storytelling point of view, it makes it A, they're harder to kill.
Yep.
And B, I think it's very fun. I guess it makes it easy for sequels because you just take the stake out and come back to life.
It just comes out of the ground. He just pulls it out.
Yeah. But yeah, I like how they pick and choose. I'm very happy that they don't do the thing where it's like, but in the movies, or this ain't the movies, kid. You know, that kind of shit. I get so tired of that stuff. It's
like there's
don't
no,
be embarrassed about the story you're doing.
Right. There's no like inclinations towards the meta end of things. This is very much played as like, he knows what vampires are, right?
Yeah.
Like he asks like, well, are you a vampire? And she's like, yeah. And then he doesn't maybe understand the exact rules of it, but he doesn't get all like, oh, so are you like Count Dracula? Are you this? Are you that? Like, we just move on with the story. We don't need to like start making jokes.
I think there's another version of this. I think there's another version of this, an American version of this.
There was.
I know, but thankfully they don't do this. Where Oscar is like a horror movie nerd.
Yes.
And, you know, like, which is, I guess that skews more towards like Lost Boys, sort of.
Yeah.
But like, you know, well, why isn't he fazed by the fact that she's a vampire? Well, maybe he's just like really familiar with this. No, it's just, he's a young kid.
Yeah.
And he's at an age where supernatural things and fantastic things are easier to believe, I would say.
Yeah, I also think there's something about Oscar specifically where he wants the connection.
Yeah.
He wants the relationship. He wants to have someone who's like just for him. And that means that he doesn't care that she's a vampire. He doesn't care that she's not a she.
Right.
Like,
do you find there to be any sexuality in their relationship?
I don't think so. I think there's affection.
Yeah.
And I think he likes being close to her. Like, he touches her a lot. He likes to hug her. He likes it when she gives him physical affection. But I think in a lot of ways, Oscar is very immature.
Yeah, he's still young enough where it's kind of like...
He's 12, but I would say he's like, oh, I'm 12 in 8 months and 3 days. But he's a young 12. Like, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of times in the movie where he reacts more like a kid who is like 8 or 9, maybe 10 would. Like, he hasn't quite crossed that threshold into adolescence yet, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so I think there is something with him where he's just not interested in that stuff yet.
Well, yeah, I think it's also like he's too young to understand that stuff, but he does understand the socialness of it.
Yeah.
Because the way that he explains what being boyfriend and girlfriend is very much much a child's thing where it's like, well, she's like, she gives the Nelson Muntz response, which is, do I have to do anything? And he's like, no.
She's like, so nothing changes? Yeah, no, we just say we go steady. Yeah. And she's like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. I've tried that too. Does not work.
But I think it is kind of...
And also, sorry, not to cut you off.
No, please.
But like when she climbs into his bed after taking all of her clothes off, there's, as far as I can tell, no sexual reaction. He's like, you're cold. Yeah, and you don't have clothes on. What's going on?
Yeah. I mean, the closest he gets to a reaction is that's the moment he chooses to ask her to go steady.
Yeah.
And like I think it's more like, oh, if you did this, if you snuck into my room, took your clothes off and climbed into bed with me, it's because you like me. Mm-hmm. And so now I feel emboldened to ask. Like, I feel like you've extended some sort of, like, I must be special to you if you're willing to do this. Yeah. And so now I feel safer asking you if you would go steady with me. But he's not thinking further than that. Like, when she kisses him, because she does kiss him in the movie, it's very chaste. It's like they press their mouths together and there's nothing further. And then they never kiss again.
Yeah, normal kiss.
Yeah. Sure, Clay.
And, I mean, it's very possible this is the first girl he's ever talked to.
Right.
You know?
Yes. It seems likely. Like, he has no friends.
Yeah.
Aside from his parents, he has teachers who speak to him, the bullies who speak to him, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Like, he's very much alone. More so than the average, like, 80s latchkey kid thing. Like, he is extraordinarily isolated, and that's why I think, like, so much of what's going on with her, he's just like, yeah, whatever.
It is.
Like, you like me and you want to hang out with me, and like, oh, wait, you need me? Great. Even better.
Yeah. It is really funny that this is like the Scandinavian. Is Sweden part of Scandinavia?
I would say yes.
Let's just say
they
that
might say no. And if they do, I apologize.
I apologize too. But it's funny that this is like the Scandinavian version of the last latchkey kid thing, where in America it's like, yeah, we just come and go as we please. We watch TV all the time. And in Scandinavia it's like, my entire existence is pain. All I have is the cold ice of outside and this dull knife that I stab my tree with. And the one person who gives me warmth is herself ice cold.
And then there's a shitty jungle gym and one Rubik's Cube between them. Yeah.
But speaking of the parents, that's the other thing. The thing that I was thinking about this as I was watching it. It occurred to me, I don't know why this is only the first time this has occurred to me, and maybe it's not. We've recorded a lot of episodes. But a lot of times we're watching these movies, especially the movies from the 80s. Yeah. Not just us, but the first thing that a lot of people always say is, where's the parents? Yeah. Like, you watch Nightmare on Elm Street. Where are the parents? And I've always given like a highfalutin, was like, well, see, the concept of the narrative is, and it's like, I think there's people who grew up in that era that would find nothing strange about the fact that there are no parents in this story at all.
I have had these conversations with people.
Did you tell them about the narrative Cone of Vision? Because that's...
No, I meant about real life parents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Where, like...
It applies there too.
Yeah. But I mean, as one of 3 kids, and then after my dad passed, there was one parent and 3 of us, and there was just like, sorry, she has to like work to support the entire family. Yeah. And so, you are just like, yep, nope. where are the parents? Work? At work. They're at work.
Yeah. And it's like
Yeah.
it's funny that this critique comes from anybody that was like born after 1985.
Yeah.
Where it's like anyone who grew up in the 90s
Yeah.
and is now old enough to be in it shows how much parenting has changed.
Yes. Yes.
Where it's like, where are these these neglectful?
Yes.
It's like, I maybe,
right.
but realistically,
Yeah.
it's just how things went.
Yes. And especially in this movie where Oscar's parents are separated.
Yeah.
And so clearly they are not super economically secure, right? Like they're living in this little apartment. It's not huge. It's not a bad neighborhood, but it's certainly not like a fancy neighborhood. And so his mom has to work and he just has to sort of handle his life while she's not there. And his dad lives in a different part of Sweden. So
yeah, let's talk about the dad and the mom. I think the mom is, for the little that she's on screen, I think they play her very well.
Yeah.
Because you get a fully rounded look at the stress of being a single parent.
Yes.
Where you see her freaking out over the fact that he was in a fight and all this kind of stuff. But then the thing that makes it work so well is the scene where they're brushing their teeth.
Yes.
And it's like, this is not just an overbearing mother who's always mad at the son. She's doing the best she can.
Yeah.
There's still love there. There's still fun there.
Yeah.
It's just hard.
Yeah, and I think especially where it's like he's a 12-year-old boy. Like 12-year-olds are going through a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like just in general, being 12 sucks.
Did I ever tell you that the biggest mistake I ever made when I was a kid? Well, I mean, that's probably hyperbole, but as far as interacting with my parents, I was, for whatever reason, I was just in that age where, I don't know, I wasn't talking a lot or something. And on a drive with my mother, she was determined to get it out of me what was going on. And I made the mistake of saying, things are just really complicated right now. And that just turned into, like, just blew the doors off the thing where it was just, she said, at one point she goes, do you think that maybe you're gay? And I'm like,
Oh
what?
my God.
No. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but no.
Right, but like,
just,
how did you get there from?
Yeah, it's just because it seemed like there was something I was dealing with that I wasn't talking about.
Right. Meanwhile, it was really just like, I don't know, I'm like 14 or whatever.
I'm 14.
Yeah.
I'm in the car with my mother going to the doctor
Yeah.
or something. And it's like,
Yeah.
I just don't have...
Like, I always feel awkward. I always feel lightly
Yeah.
embarrassed.
What do you want to talk about, Mom? X-Men?
Yeah.
You want to talk about X-Men? No, I know you don't want to talk about X-Men.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think
You want to talk about all the girls I didn't talk to?
I think Oscar is in a very similar position where, like, not only is he being bullied, and he doesn't really have like friends to talk about.
Yeah.
He's clearly kind of trying to differentiate himself from his mom and like separate, like as kids do, like get more independence. But she's obviously the parent who tries to do everything, right? Like she's trying to take care of him in the day-to-day. So she's worried about, like, are you brushing your teeth? Are you getting in fights at school? Are you doing your homework? Have you been, like, I don't know. Like she's doing all of the minutia of the day-to-day, and she's working. And so she is exhausted, and they're just kind of getting through the days. And then dad is the fun parent.
Yeah.
Like, he goes to dad's and he gets to play around outside and they play games together. And, like, dad is the fun one who doesn't have to worry about, like, getting him to school and making sure he brushed his teeth and what happens if he gets into fights.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're seeing that, like, kids go through that phase, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, you don't want to just hang out with your parent all the time.
Yeah.
The problem is for Oscar, he has no one else.
Yeah. That's the other thing that I don't identify. I mean, I clearly, I've lived a charmed life. I am well aware of this.
Yes.
But
6'2" at age 7.
But one of the other childhood bully trope things that I just do not identify with is when, you know, they whip him across the face and then his mother's like, what happened? And he's like, I fell into a doorknob or whatever he says.
Yeah.
If that was me, I would snitch immediately. It's no use to me not to tell. You kidding me? especially that young. I don't understand why it would be better if I didn't. I'd be like, yeah, Mom, he fucking slashed me in the face.
I don't know. I think at the age of 12, if you're a kid like Oscar, this is not new bullying.
No,
right?
like I said, I understand why he does it.
Yes.
But that's just not something I ever identified with. But
I absolutely, like, from a very young age, kept shit that was going on at school a secret from my parents, like, way longer than I should have. And there were a couple different things, like, when my parents found out, it was like, what the fuck? Like, why didn't you tell us? And I was like, oh, no.
Things are just really complicated.
Exactly, kind of. So I mean, I definitely get why Oscar does it. And I think there is that fear also of retaliation, right? Like he knows not only does Connie have a little gang that come around with him, so it's 3-on-1 all the time, but then he also knows that Connie has an older brother.
Great older brother
and
casting. That kid looks so slimy.
The only thing scarier than your own older brother is someone else's older brother.
Yeah. Man, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect acne.
Yes.
It's like they picked him out of the Scandinavian A Christmas Story to be the older brother.
Yep.
And also when I was younger, you have your older cousins and whatnot, and I had an older cousin who I loved to death, but he always would he would treat me like the youngest of the group, and I could never figure out why. And my mother's like, it's because his brother picks on him, and then he picks on you because he doesn't have a younger brother. And you get that so clearly in this that when the older brother shows up, the first thing he does is like kidney punch Connie and then put him in a sleeper hold.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's actively like messing him up.
No, he probably is.
Until you realize that, it's his brother.
Yeah. But he probably also is actively messing him up too. Yeah.
But it's like, as soon as you see that, it's like, the shit rolls downhill, as they say.
Right. And there's definitely that no one gets to beat the shit out of my little brother except for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the dad.
Yes.
What the fuck is going on with the dad? That's the biggest question mark I have. Like this movie's so good about giving you the information you need and not overdoing it, except for this one scene when he's at his dad's house. They're having a great time playing Parcheesi or something. What are they doing?
They're playing a game, like some sort of board game or something.
Yeah, and then this guy shows up walked through the snow wearing socks and sandals, which is just first indication this is a psychopath. And it's never mentioned who this guy is. He's clearly some sort of relation to the father, as like a friend or something.
Oh, you're getting close.
And then he brings, is that all it is? Is it just that?
I'm pretty sure.
Why do they immediately start doing shots when he shows up? This
is one of the things I think is really interesting about this movie is that it leaves so much shit ambiguous.
Yeah.
And you could tell me I'm absolutely wrong and I'd just be like, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think it is heavily implied that the father is gay.
Yeah.
And that this is somebody he is intimate with. I don't know if it's a boyfriend or just like a friends with benefits situation who comes by and they have fun together. But obviously...
Socks and sandals in the snow. Red flag, all I'm saying.
Yeah, totally. I'm not denying that. But I also think that there is an undercurrent in this movie of like adults are neglectful of kids the minute other adults are around, right? Like the neighbors, the group of neighbors we keep getting peeks in on where they keep getting picked off by Ely, they are always drinking. They're always drinking.
Good point.
They're always, that's what they do together. That you get together and what do? It's like, it's dark out. It's freezing outside. It's the suburbs of Stockholm in the 80s. Like what are they supposed to do? They go to the Sun Palace and they get shit-faced.
This message brought to you by the Sweden Tourism Board.
But do you know what I mean? Like it seems I think sometimes this movie also very subtly slips into how it must feel for Oscar. Like you're getting things not from his literal point of view, but you are seeing the world kind of as he sees it at times. And I think that's one of those times. I think if you got like a totally realistic, objective view of that scene, it would have been way less awkward. But I think for him, that's how it felt. It feels like this guy just showed up and has now ruined the vibes and ruined the fun. And, oh, great, now all they're going to do is smoke and drink.
I do think that there is some implication that whatever this relationship is it not exactly, obviously, but it kind of mirrors his relationship with Ellie, because the guy shows up essentially walking through the snow in his bare feet, and then as soon as he gets there, he's in control as soon as he gets there, and they're drinking, and it's everything that he wants. So I think there's an implication that like this is a negative relationship that the father is in, whether or not it's sexual, whether it's like a Biff Tannen and George McFly situation. But this guy has some sort of power over him the same way that Ellie has power over Oscar.
And I think I think that's a really great observation, and is probably very true, because it does set up also why Oscar thinks the relationship with Illy is good. Yeah. Because he's seeing those, you know what I mean? Like you normalize what you see the adults in your life do, and whether you're doing it intentionally or not, it's really easy to just like, be like, oh, okay. So like this is love. This is what love or affection or companionship or friendship or whatever. Yeah, this is what it looks like.
I also think too, because I don't know if I would go that far for that, because it is the thing that makes him basically run away from his dad's house. Yeah. And I think maybe it's, the first time we see him at his father's house, all he's doing is having fun. Yes. It's like the best thing ever. Yeah. Then the second time this guy shows up, and as soon as this guy shows up, it's like Oscar doesn't exist, basically. Yeah. He takes over. And so even there where he thought he was safe, he's now being pushed aside.
Right. And it goes back to that need that I think we've all felt this way in our lives, especially when you're around that age, where you just want someone who's for you. You want a best friend. You want that person who like is going to focus on you the way you want to focus on them, and that it's going to be like the two of you as like a unit. Like you want that reliable source of connection and affection who's never going to drop you for someone else. Yeah. And Oscar really wants that, and he doesn't get it, and he doesn't get it, and he doesn't get it. And then you see a glimpse of him maybe having something like that with his dad. Yeah. Of being like, I'm priority number one to my dad, at least when I'm with him. And when you're that age, that's all that matters, right? You show up to dad's house and you get all of his attention, and all you do is fun stuff for the whole weekend. This is the best person ever. And then having that other presence come in shows him that he's not. He's not priority number one. Someone else can come in and shift the dad's attitude and focus entirely. Yeah. And then it means that he's sort of being rejected again. Like he's being put in a lower priority yet again by somebody. And I think that's what makes his relationship with Ely so appealing to him, is that, she gives him that full attention. They're always alone together.
Yeah. Once again, charmed life. I don't
This has just been an education on what a lovely childhood you had. Your parents did a great job.
I think so. Yeah. I do not know how people, especially kids with like divorced parents, mentally survive their parents like dating again. Like anytime I see this situation where I hear a story of like the father's new girlfriend or the mother's new husband starts like treating the kid like an authority figure, my first instinct is like, if that was me, I would say, come here.
7 years old, 6'2". Yeah. Hey, you come here.
Come here, Jeff. Who the fuck do you think you are? Like there's such a... It's clearly something that you have to work through, obviously, but it's like, I just don't... And if I was someone who was dating someone with kids, like, I don't think I would ever feel comfortable acting like a parent. Yeah. I think the best you can do is like mutual respect. Yeah.
Well, especially at that age,
Right, especially
right?
if
like
younger, okay, maybe, but
right, yeah. If you meet this kid when they're 2 or 3, they're by the time they're 8 or 9, they're not going to remember their life without you.
Yeah.
And so you can kind of naturally build into that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I've cut, without getting too specific, I've kind of seen this situation where a younger kid gets into a situation where his mother is now dating someone, and now he's interacting with a new family and like a new extended family. And if anybody, and I've seen like someone from that extended family act in a very parental and or authority figure way.
Yeah.
And he reacted the way I would, which
Yeah.
is just kind of like, I'm just going to ignore this.
Right.
And it's
Right.
like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
What are you? You're my new uncle? No, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
And there's not even any vampires involved.
I know. But I do think in that scene, like that scene where the guy shows up at the dad's house, whoever he is, it's shot kind of weird.
It is,
too.
yeah.
And so that's why
You never really get like a great look at the guy.
Right, and they're
It's
always
all
these like weird,
close-ups. Yeah.
and you don't really see how they are, like where are they in physical relation to each other, and it's like the sound has kind of dropped out a little bit.
And the dad gets so weird.
Yeah, he's like not making eye contact really, or like smiling, like he'd been so smiley and so happy before.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we ever hear the dad really talk, like the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the reason that's actually part of the reason why I jumped to like I think this is a relationship, like a romantic relationship, because it's the 80s.
Yeah.
And the idea that you could be affectionate with your boyfriend in front of your son in the 80s is like no.
And
no,
the sandals implies this guy's a lot more free than the father is.
Maybe. But I think that it's shot in that weird way to show how Oscar doesn't understand what's happening, and whatever it is, he does not like it. And that's why I think it's more of like, this is a romantic relationship. Because if this were just like, oh yeah, a neighbor Jeff who comes by and hangs out with dad and they have some drinks together, that would be more normal. Like they wouldn't be so weird about it. And like it's like Oscar is still so innocent in so many ways that I think he's clocking the weird energy.
Yeah.
And they are trying to not really make eye contact or look much at each other because they do want to be like flirty and affectionate. And they're like, well, we can't do that in front of the kids. So like, I'm just going to keep my head down and drink my vodka. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's lots of ways to read it.
And again, I've said it like 17 times in this recording, but like it's part of the reason I like this movie.
Sure, yeah.
The more I watched it is that I was like interested in the ambiguity of these things, where it just presents you like this is happening, and then you can extrapolate different things if you want to.
My memory of the remake is that though it is good, I don't know if it's this juicy, for lack of a better term.
I think the remake was like it was a little more explicit on like, hey, this is exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, let's show you a picture of her caretaker when he was really young.
Did they do that?
I think they did.
I have no
I could
memory.
be misremembering. I feel like there was something, either he said it or there was a photograph or there was like, they all but outrightly stated like, yeah, she picked him up when he was like a kid too.
Sure.
And this has just been going on and we're going to do it again.
Yeah. It does have, though, that great sequence where Richard Jenkins tries to strangle that guy in the car.
Yes.
With the bag, and he's like dressed like, ironically, what eventually the director Matt Reeves would have the Riddler look like, where he's got like that plastic trash bag around his head and his glasses over the trash bag.
Yep.
That's a pretty good scene.
That was pretty great.
Yeah, let's get into the ending.
Pool scene.
Where we get to the pool, and the bullies start a fire to draw everybody out of the pool, where Oscar stays swimming, doing the weirdest.
Like marching in place while swimming?
Yeah, like it's swimming calisthenics or something. And he doesn't get out of the pool for some reason. But
well, I think that goes again to the fact that he is like very childish and immature, where he's happy that one of the kids who was one of the bully crew has been nice to him.
Yeah.
to lure him into it.
Yeah, that's
and he
that's
thinks
the
they're
saddest
having
part
like a
of it,
fun
yeah.
time together. Like, oh, we're gonna be friends now, and he's like excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think this scene is super cool.
Yeah.
It's really well done. However, it does make me think that Oscar is not a very bright boy.
Yeah.
Because when the older brother comes down, leans down, and pulls out his knife and says, "I'm going to hold your head underwater," and gives him the whole ultimatum thing.
Yeah.
Oscar doesn't just back up
Right.
into the pool more.
Right.
He actively goes forward so they can do this weird thing.
Yes.
Where it's like if he had just moved 3 feet back into the pool, it's like, are you going to jump in the pool after me?
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to. I'm just going to wait here till the teacher comes back.
Yeah. There's a couple things like when they have the like switch or whatever, and they're like threatening to hit him in the face with it, and they eventually do earlier in the movie. He doesn't move. He doesn't resist. He doesn't run.
Right.
He just stands there, and even when they hit him, his reaction isn't like, if you compare his I know it's not quite the same, but if you compare his reaction to getting hit with the switch across his face, and then when he hits Connie with the pole, Connie goes down like a sack of bricks and starts screaming and crying and sobbing like a baby. They hit Oscar with that, and he sort of just gasps, but he doesn't really make a noise. And he keeps his eyes kind of closed, and he just stands there like he's ready to take more of it.
Yeah.
And then they freak out. They're like, oh no, wait, what have we done? Someone's going to have to talk to his mom. Let's get out of here. And they skedaddle. And I think it kind of goes back to like Oscar's maybe not the brightest boy, but he's also a weird kid.
Yeah.
Like there's something going on with Oscar that does make him different than the other kids. He doesn't react the way they expect him to.
And also, I think maybe a little bit, clearly he's, I guess, impressionable. Like, he cows to authority figures.
Yeah.
And an older brother saying you need to do this,
Yeah.
I guess, is enough.
Yeah, and I think maybe part of it is like, okay, if I resist today, what happens next time?
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Get this over with.
Yeah. But yeah, while he's being held underwater, Ellie shows up and just wrecks house.
Yeah.
Rips the older brother's arm and head off.
I love that so much, where first you see a head get thrown into the pool and float to the bottom behind Oscar, who is like, you think still actively being held under and has his eyes kind of squeezed shut. And then eventually the hand, wrist, and forearm that is holding him also just comes down and is like a dismembered limb now. I think it's so good.
So why do you think Ellie does that? Is she doing that just because she likes him? Is she doing that as a final manipulative gesture? Like, what do you think?
Again, I think it's up for interpretation.
Because she has already, quote unquote, left town at that point, right? Like, that's what she tells him anyway.
Yeah, and I actually, now that you say that, I think that's maybe another reason why Oscar just gives in.
Sure.
It's like, well, she's left me. What else do I have?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You know, like, might as well let him drown me in the pool. At least I'll be done with this bullshit. And, you know, I think you could definitely read it as either or both. And I'm guessing the real answer is kind of both.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't want him to die. She doesn't want him to get killed by these assholes. And also, there's the added benefit where if she saves him, maybe that's the push he needs to say, let me come with you. And it seems like she wants him to volunteer, right? Like, she doesn't want to have to ask him to come. She wants him to say, I want to come. Let me come. Can I please come with you?
Yeah, he wants
she doesn't want to admit the need.
Yeah, he wants to help her.
Yes.
And she wants to present the situation as though that's what he's doing.
Yes. Yeah.
The secret to any manipulative relationship: make them think it's their idea.
I'm going to tell your wife to listen to this one.
Oh, she knows. It was her idea for me to say that.
Very good. Very nice.
Yeah, and so then we have the last scene of them on the train, heading off to their next village or something. Or, I don't know.
Yeah.
Feel like there's probably going to be a learning curve for Oscar moving forward as far as killing people and whatnot.
How to make money and like rent an apartment.
Well, it's implied they don't need money because
Yeah.
she's got like
she's
300 years worth of treasure or whatever.
Yeah.
When she shows him that egg thing,
That's so weird.
it's so the way she describes it is so oddly specific. Where she says, "If you sold this, you could buy a power plant."
Yeah.
And I was like,
wait,
"That's
what?
a weird thing to say." But
Was
like
that like the most expensive thing that had been made in Sweden in the 80s?
maybe. But I found myself thinking like, so you can rent an apartment with a Fabergé egg? Like you just show it to someone and they give you a place? It's like it reminded me of the bit in, this is a weird pull, the bit in Who Framed Roger Rabbit where Eddie Valiant gets paid by check. And then he wants to get onto the trolley, but he doesn't have any change on him. And so he holds up the check. And the guy's like, I'm not a bank, buddy.
Yeah. But I'm also thinking like, when they kill people, they steal whatever they have on them. Right.
That too,
So like there were rings and there were pieces of gold and things like that.
Yeah.
So just go to a pawn shop, cash for gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Called J.D. Wentworth. 877 cash now.
Wow.
Yeah. The commercial works.
That was a weird pull.
Do you know that commercial? You
Yes,
must.
yes,
Okay.
but I haven't thought of it and would not have thought of it had you not said that.
Well,
Yeah.
next time you need cash now. Also Vikings, also Scandinavian. Because there's Vikings in it. Anyway.
Look at your brain go.
Yep. It is. I have a good brain. I have the best brain. I think, so that brings us to the end. What are your feelings overall?
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the woman bursting into flames.
Oh, yeah, we skipped
which is
right over her.
Like the one thing in the trailer where I'm like, oh, I'm watching this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good bursting into flames
Really
scene.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They did not say, we're just going to like lightly toast her. They were like, no, we would like an inferno.
Yeah,
please.
they didn't do that thing where it's like the skin starts to smolder and it's like just like boom, flash paper up.
Yeah, we're gonna do a full like this woman was hit with a flamethrower.
Yeah.
Love it.
Very cool.
Sorry, lady. You deserved better. You seemed actually very nice.
Yeah. It's just like another little bit of humanity that is so pathetic in like all definitions of pathos, where her husband, the guy with the cardigan over his jean jacket, is like, she's in bed, she's just she's been attacked by cats, she's claiming that she's a vampire or whatever she's doing. And he's like, well, time's finally come. I'm going to sell my uncle's stamp collection. This one right here.
Yeah.
This will let us be able to pay for rent. And it's just, and she's just like, kill me.
Yeah.
Kill me.
It took her going through all of that, being attacked by a rabid little girl, then attacked by a bunch of cats, then whatever else is happening. And then he's like, all right, baby, I'm finally ready to move in with you.
Right. It's unfortunate. She didn't even get a chance to enjoy it, being a vampire.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
It's not the choice I would have made to be like, can you open the blinds, please?
Yeah.
But
I mean, maybe the options of, this man I'm stuck with this man forever now, or self-immolation.
Right. Yeah.
Not enough cardigans in the world. I think this movie's really good. It's I don't know if I don't think I would call it slow, but it's very deliberate, but it's never boring because it leaves the edges so blurry that I think it really draws you in as you're trying to kind of figure out what the situation is, and it keeps your mind working in a way that a lot of especially vampire movies don't.
Yeah, and while the bullying stuff can be a little bit predictable just in terms of its rhythms, that's only a portion of the film, and I think the other scenes really do keep you guessing about like what is actually going on here, who is actually in control of this scenario right now, like what are people's motivations? What are they going to do next? There's a lot that happens in this movie where you're a little bit like, whoa, wow, okay, all right, we're doing this now.
Right.
So, yeah. Keeps it interesting.
Yeah, this is number 6 on our list currently.
Are you serious?
Yes. How do you feel about that placement?
Not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this movie, and I understand when this came out, it got a lot of attention, and it really drew people in, and there's a reason why there was an American remake only 2 years later. Is that people were really into this. So I'm not against it being on the list. I do not think it's the 6th greatest horror movie of all time.
Yeah, that's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
I think if I were to place this on the 200 best horror movies of all time, I think I'm putting this somewhere between 60 and 100.
Sure.
Where I think it's really good. I think it's very different. I think I think it's an important movie.
Yeah.
I don't think it's, and I don't quite think it's in the all-time classic conversation, but I think it's definitely on the better end of a lot of movies.
I'll put it this way: I would not put it in the top 30. But if somebody came to me with a compelling personal argument for why they thought it should be number 40, I'd be like, sure.
Yeah.
Go with God.
Sure.
Do whatever you want.
A perfect reason to use that phrase. Yeah. I didn't say it when you bought that house. I didn't say it when you decided to get married. I'm saying it now. Yeah. Go with God. Yeah. Number 40, Vaya con Dios. I think it's really good. I think it definitely deserves to be on the list.
Yeah.
I think that's it for Let the Right One In. I hit the randomize button. Beep boop boop beep beep boop boop beep boop. And I would say there's a little bit of foreshadowing going on in this episode.
Oh.
Because the next film we will be doing is number 30. 1931's Dracula.
Ooh, sweet.
Which I was almost positive we had already done.
I kind of thought we had too.
Apparently not.
Apparently we didn't.
I did, unless my Control F on my document isn't working correctly. We have not done it yet.
We can fact check you later.
Yeah. It's
Come
weird.
back with a mea culpa.
We've done 3 Dracula movies,
yes,
but we have not done this one. We've done Bram Stoker's Dracula, technically twice.
Technically twice. We shall not talk about the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Horror of Dracula, Christopher Lee.
Yes.
And Dracula Has Risen from the Grave on Patreon.
Yes.
This year as part of our sequels group. So it'll be fun to go back and finally do... I mean, we've also done 3 Nosferatu movies.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's fair to just keep Nosferatu in its own category.
Yeah. This is... Doing Dracula, I'm excited about. I feel like this is one of those movies where, if not properly restrained, I could just be talking for 2 hours about Dracula trivia.
Are we going to have to set a timer and give you all right, Clay, you now have 15 minutes for Dracula trivia, and then we will pause and we will talk about something specific about the movie, and then you will have another 15 minutes for trivia.
Balderston, play, Edward Gorey.
This is going to be great. I can't wait to watch your brains melt out of your ears after we do this one.
Yeah. Anyway, so
hey.
Keep your ears open for Dracula coming in a couple weeks. And also, next, I guess this will be next week, we're going to do something a little different. We're doing Amanda and I went to the theater.
Yes. And
we saw the Paranormal Activity stage play. Live theater. And we're going to do a little review of that as kind of like a bridge episode. Yes. So, keep your eyes and ears open for that. And we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.